The title of my project is the portrayal of the Igbo Apprenticeship System in the Nollywood film Afamefuna and Nwa Boy Story. My project talks about how well the Igbo Apprenticeship System was portrayed in the movie, if it was portrayed well or if it wasn't. And I also explore how if the people who have watched this film understand and can interpret the Igbo Apprenticeship System. The reason why I chose this topic was because I believe that the Igbo people had a very large and long history, and I found love in the Igbo Apprenticeship System because it was something that I saw growing up in my family, even though I am not from an Igbo household. The importance of my project towards the society, I believe, is telling about the economical value that the Igbo Apprenticeship System has to Nigeria as a whole, and what it has done for Nigeria as a whole. And also another point would be for future education of the youth, to make them more aware of what this Igbo Apprenticeship System is. After the Biafra War happened, Igbo people were only given £20, and with this little amount of money, they were able to basically restart their whole lives again from scratch through the help of them making up the Igbo Apprenticeship System. And what this in turn did was help the Nigeria economy at that time, because the Nigeria economy was not at its very best. And then what helped the Nigeria economy the most was when other cultures started to adopt it, like Yoruba, Hausa, and other tribes. I can give an example of how, for example, my dad is not an Igbo man, but he's a Yoruba man, but he employs this Igbo Apprenticeship System, and I've seen how it has helped him, because as much as he's giving knowledge to these boys also teach him things, because as they say, learning is a two-way thing. So he also learns things and applies things to his business that in turn makes him more money. And when these boys go out to start their own business, they in turn also continue the apprenticeship system. So it's more of a thing that keeps on growing at the same time also evolving, which in turn helps the economy of Nigeria. And to reiterate more for the education of the youth, I feel not many people younger than me, I would believe, know much about the Igbo apprenticeship system. What they mostly know is about, that Igbo people are very good at buying and selling, but don't know that exactly that, okay, yes, they are good at buying and selling, but what they were able to turn that buying and selling into a economical system. So I feel what this movie is, I believe what it plans to do, or what it's going to do, is educate the youths to know more about the Igbo apprenticeship system. I believe that's also what my work would help in doing too. The challenge that I believe the movie had mostly was, I feel like there are lots of conflicting things, in the sense of, yes, he wanted to talk about the Igbo apprenticeship system, but at the end of the day, it's still a film. So he was speaking about the Igbo apprenticeship system, and at the same time, it felt like it was a love story. So it's more of like, if you want to make a movie about a cultural thing or something, about something, for example, the Igbo people do, I feel like you should just stick strictly to what it is. That it might not make you money, but you are telling a story that people can use to educate others more and more years goes on. Because I feel the thing about Nollywood industry is they want to obviously educate everyone and teach people new things, but at the same time, it's also very money oriented, and nobody wants to lose money. So I believe that's why sometimes the portrayal is not always as accurate, or not too good. I believe my recommendations for future people who want to use my work as a source of reference, or just to anyone in general, I think what they should do is try and see reasons as to why there are no more movies talking about different cultural practices, or movie or film, or even not only films. It could be textbook, any of these things, but I feel like a focus should be on films, because most people prefer watching as opposed to reading or maybe even listening. So I feel like a deep analysis should be done into why there isn't enough movies on cultural practices done, and also I think one thing they should always try and stay away from, this is for the Nollywood filmmakers, is stereotyping. You know, as much as you are trying to portray a culture and everything, I feel you should be very careful of stereotyping, because most people already have stereotypes about a certain set of people. So if you fell into that stereotype, you will now make those believe that that stereotype is real and this is how these people are. Because at the end of the day, people are just people. Because, for example, the stereotype of that, oh, Igbos like to buy and sell. If we're being honest, everybody obviously wants to buy and sell, because there's nobody that wants to be poor. Everybody wants to obviously make money. So because they are more hungry for it, or choose to pursue it better than others, doesn't that make it a stereotype for them? It's just that they're just more industrious.